Welcome to the Perfect Prospect demonstration. My name is Andy Ayer. I'm the founder of Perfect Prospect. I created Perfect Prospect to achieve two objectives. First objective is to save time that is required to manage my LinkedIn account and my clients' LinkedIn accounts, whether it be messaging, sending new connection requests, etc. The second objective is scalability. I was wanting to scale my business, and I was spending so much time with just one client or my own prospecting that I didn't have time to take on more clients and build my business. So I built this tool with both those objectives in mind, and I should say that it achieves both of those objectives successfully. So now I want to just go through and show you how this works. So you'll log in or register first. We'll log in here. And the first screen you'll come to is the agency overview. So this will be all of my clients or my sales team, for instance. This is where all of the LinkedIn accounts will be managed. So here you'll enter in the LinkedIn account that you'd like to do actions on. You'll just log in as your usual LinkedIn account here. Once you do, you'll see yourself or your client here, and you'll get a brief overview however many active campaigns and how many connections they have. From here, you'll be able to edit the profile of the user. So this will be directly editing the LinkedIn profile, headline, and about summary. Next, we can go in to the account here, and you'll see there's campaigns, sequences, prospects, integrations, blacklist, and settings here. And here you'll get an overview in the campaign manager of all of your campaigns that you have running. So in order to start, you'll first want to go to the sequence manager and build your sequence. Now this just means a sequence of events that you want to take on behalf of the LinkedIn account, right? So for instance, we'll visit their prospect's profile first, then we'll send a connection request, insert first name. I'd like to add you to my network. Something along these lines. And then you'll set your perform timing, 1 hour or days, however many days or hours you'd like. And from there, you can start sending follow-up messages. So once they've connected, we'll send a follow-up message. Again, we can use first name variable and set a timing for this. And at this stage, you'll be able to say, skip this step if the recipient messages you first. So if we receive a reply on the previous step, we oftentimes want to pick up the conversation and start sending manual replies, and that is on by default. And we have the ability to send as many follow-up messages in this drip sequence as we like. Once you have your sequence built, we can go to campaigns. First, I should go back here and say, we also offer the option of in-mail, sending in-mails as a sequence type. So from here, you'll be able to build your message, and you'll be able to send 800 free in-mails for any open profiles, so long as this is selected here. If you have this off, then we will send the message, but you'll be using your in-mail credits. Next, we'll go to campaigns. And here, I'll show you how to build a campaign. Very simple, 3 choices. Sales Navigator search results, basic LinkedIn search results, or custom import. So the most common type would be Sales Navigator, and this is what we recommend. You'll build a name here, name, and you just simply paste in the URL of your search navigator search result. So I can come here and say sales managers, and then I'll do my filtering here. Texas, okay. Once I get all of my filters and I get my audience defined here, simply copy and paste the URL from here, paste it in here. And we have a couple of options here. Exclude if in previous campaign, that's on by default. And then here you'll select your sequence that you've built in the previous section. And then you'll say either run this campaign immediately or run it later if you want that turned off. And you hit save. It will come to this screen here, and you'll start to be able to see the results. You'll get a progress report here, 3% reporting, however many requests we've got, how many have accepted the connection request, and then how many replies have been coming in. And you'll get an outreach analysis graph here to tell you how much is going on here. You'll see some recent activity. And from here, you'll get an overview of the prospects, what's going on, activity, contact info. We can make notes here. We can copy their email address if we want to send them an email. From here, we can go into Manage section of Prospects Manager. So once we get into the Prospect Manager, you can start to see how powerful this tool can be. We can start to see conversations here, replies sent, and we can also send replies from within the tool. We have a quick replies feature where you can make your own reply template here, save it, and anytime you get a new reply that is redundant, as in you've sent this 1,000 times, you simply click this, add their name, for instance, to make it personal, and then send it in about 2 seconds time. You can filter by campaign. You can filter by reply and any other tag that you have set up. For instance, we can add tags here, add a new tag if we like, new tag, give it a color, hit create, and then you'll be able to add it to any prospect here. So for instance, follow up later, assign that tag. Then you'll be able to see the tag here, and you can filter later by following up later, and there it is. Next, I want to show you about exporting data. All of the data that is represented here is we're able to export that data to a Google Sheet, sync with Google Sheet. We can send replies only, or we can send every new connection we've made through this campaign. Simply select this one, hit export, and this is going to produce a Google Sheet here with all of our data that we've scraped from the LinkedIn profile, which includes name, job title, phone numbers, etc., websites, and most importantly, email address. So we can contact the prospects who have not followed up. We can contact them later by email, for instance. Additionally, we can go here to integration section, and we can integrate with Zapier, which means to say we can make an automatic connection with Zapier to send all of your data to whatever CRM you're using. You can see that there's over 1,500 apps using Zapier. So you can simply follow the step-by-step tutorial we have here to set that up, and once you do, you can decide whether you want to send just by one campaign or at the global level, which is to say per user. So I can send all of Andy Ayer's new connections through any of his campaigns, send them all to my CRM automatically as new prospects or as new connections and replies come in. Next thing I want to show you is the settings section. We have a maximum of 100 for any event on Perfect Prospect. That includes profile views, visits, connection requests, invitations, messages, and in-mails. You set that here. You'll have an automatic time zone selection here for wherever you are in the world. You'll set your working hours here and a couple of options to skip weekends if you like, or enable auto sync for your Google Sheets, which means to say whenever new data comes in, it will automatically sync with your Google Sheet that you've created. Pending invitations. This is a security measure we have on Perfect Prospect. To keep your account safe, we keep it below 1,200. Any pending invitations at any one time will be under 1,200. And that is an automatic process. Next section I want to talk about is the blacklist. Very simple and straightforward. Any prospect or any profile you do not want to contact, you just add that here and we'll never perform any action accidentally on your behalf if they are for some reason in a search query that you've entered into a campaign. And that concludes the demo for today. One last thing I want to mention is we have online support here. You'll get support from the Perfect Prospect team here. Simply send your message here and we will send a message directly back to you or to your email.